The one-man show. One man.
One man show. You are watching the one man show. Ooh, one man show.
One man.
You are watching the one man show. Ooh.
So what are we going to talk about today? Well, today we're going to talk that it's nice and sunny. No, we're not. What we're going to talk about today is I put a thing on Facebook a couple of days ago asking you to ask me questions. So here's the replies. In no particular order. What got me into riding? My grandfather. He had a BSA Bantam 175, and when I was knee-high to a grasshopper, we used to go through to my grandparents on my mother's side every Sunday. And when I was old enough and tall enough, it was, Grandad, Grandad, can we go for a ride? And he would get his Bantam out, and I would put my bone dome on and my flying goggles, and we would ride around Crook in County Durham. God, I loved those days. And even now, there are times when I'm taking my bike out and I feel it's my turn to take him for a ride as he gets on the back of my bike and we go around Cumbria. God, I love that, man. So that's what got me into bikes. What was my first bike? Yamaha FS1E. The fizzy. The super moped. God, that changed my world. There was a lad opposite me. I was living in Middleton in Teesdale. And there was a lad opposite me a year older who'd got one. And I just dreamed about having one. Bought it from White Brothers in Darlington. 1974. I think it was about 200 quid or something. Something like that. But the freedom that it gave you. 50cc, lying across the tank, down a hill with the wind, 35 mile an hour. Eeeeee! Screaming the bejesus out of it. I love that bike. Wish I'd kept it. The £6,000 now. Not 200 or 300 quid. £6,000. What's the best bike I've owned? I'd have to say the one I've got. Otherwise I wouldn't have it. But the most memorable bike was the Fizzy. In gold. 6'4". I must have looked like a gorilla on a space hopper. Incredible machine. Looking at it now, I've seen some recently. How the hell did I ever fit on one of them? But you did, you just did. I still smile about it. What's the worst bike I've ever had? The worst bike was a Yamaha RD 200 in 1975. God, that bike was useless. Underpowered. Gear stick dropped off. I think I had it a month and moved it on, and then I got a Suzuki GT 250 at the age of 17. That bike was mint. God, I went everywhere on that. But the worst bike, Yamaha RD 200. What's my favourite road? Favourite road for me is the Borrowdale Newlands Valley down Buttermere. That has got to be my favourite road. The amount of times I go there, and I like it because the scenery is tremendous. The Psych Farm tea room at the middle of it is absolutely tremendous. Great photograph opportunities. And yeah, I would say that that's got to be my most favourite road. Another one that I like is going between Betsy Coyd and Clanberris, where Snowdon is. I like that road as well, especially when you get on the tops and you go down the valley towards Clanberris. That's a mighty road. I like that one. And I also like roads going across Northumberland, the expanse of open space, the peace and tranquility that you feel by doing it. So there's a number, but top of my list has got to be the Borrowdale Newlands Valley near Keswick. What knowledge in life would I change, or with knowledge, what in life would I change from the age of 21? Health and relationships. I'll start with relationships. At 21 I would have told myself, don't get married. There is no need. But I felt like I was being left on the shelf. All the lads in the army were getting married and there was me, duty ugly plug, being left on the shelf. I remember asking every girlfriend that I had, will you marry me? One of them said yes and then buggered off, and another one said yes, and we did it on Valentine's Day in 1987. What a disaster that was. I had no idea what marriage meant. I thought all it meant is you got your bloody leg over on a regular basis. God, I was shite. And I don't blame my first wife for what she did while leaving me. I don't blame her at all. Even I didn't want to live with me, so God knows what she was thinking. And then the second wife, again, I was in my 30s, and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be left on the shelf. I'm just useless at relationships. So at 21 I would say, look, realise you're useless at relationships, don't bother getting married. Stay single. Because in today's world you don't need to be with anybody. You see, back in our grandparents' day, they couldn't leave each other and move on to something else, whereas now you can. Everything's at your beck and call, absolutely everything. So I would say, if you're going to be with somebody, and tell myself that you would be better together than you are apart. What I found out was I was better on my own and worse together. And I still believe that today, which is why I've been on my own since the beginning of 2001, when my second wife decided that she fancied somebody else after my life-saving operation. But that's all part of life, isn't it? That's all part of life. Health. What would I tell myself at 21 with my health? I would say, learn to run. Get somebody to teach you how to run properly, because that was my biggest downfall in the army, was I was useless at running. So I would say, learn to run. But stay fit, walk the hills, keep going to the gym, and don't let stress get to you. Realise that stress can kill you, and it nearly bloody killed me. And tell my 21-year-old self, nothing lasts forever. Everything changes. Everything changes. People change, weather changes, circumstances change, the world changes by the minute. So no matter how badly off you are, how well off you are, how on top of the world you are, or how low you are, it won't last forever. So make the most of the good times and battle through the bad times, because they don't last forever. Biggest regret, leaving the army, no question, leaving the army. Biggest regret of my life, but I was injured. I'd done my back in, I had sciatica. I'd lifted a guy up called Roy Matthews on a fireman's lift, and it squashed my spine and damaged the bloody things in between and sciatica. And whilst I couldn't run, I really couldn't bloody run now. Where's all these cars coming from? It's a fucking village. God damn. Yeah. Biggest regret, leaving the army. Of that there is no question. Biggest achievement. What's my biggest achievement? Well, I would say travelling around Rajasthan in India with every fibre of my being telling me, don't go, you'll get killed, you'll die of Delhi belly. You wouldn't believe there was only 300 people in this village, would you? So every fibre was telling me not to go, and I went, and I had the absolute... it changed my life. I would say that is a really big achievement. What's my greatest achievement? I've never really thought of it, to be real with myself. I haven't. I suppose recovering from a major operation. That was an achievement. But biggest achievement, I would say the first thing that comes into my mind is India. What keeps me going? Well, we'll start walking again with that. Oh, what keeps me going? Well, because I live on my own, I've got to rely on me. I can't rely on anybody else. In fact, nobody else cares. Nobody cares what I do on a day-to-day. Nobody cares if I'm okay. Nobody. So you've got to get on. So that's what keeps me going. If I don't do it, there's nobody else around. And that's what I think is a good part about being single. You've got to get up and make your own tea, your dinner, your food, your cups of coffee, your cups of tea. You've got to go and shop, and you've got to go and make your own money. If you're poorly, you've got to get well yourself. So that's what keeps me going. There is no other option. What keeps me going with regards to the films and everything? I just love them. I don't think I'm any good at them, but I enjoy doing them. And I just like to, I suppose, give myself something to do, which is what I enjoy. Filming, taking photographs. And I'm going to be writing another couple of books as well. That keeps you going, doesn't it? With type 1 diabetes, how do I manage on long rides? Because I was ill before the diabetes, I learned what my body was doing. And I've learned over the years, since getting diabetes, how my body feels. Is it tingling? Are my eyes going cloudy? Do I feel a little bit sweaty for no reason? Are my hands shaking? I learn to understand what my body's doing. And I carry a blood monitor on the bike to check to make sure my blood sugars are right. I also carry sugar tablets or sugar glucose gel. And for those with diabetes, if you don't know, what you can get are these things called Hypostop or Rapulose gel. Being diabetic, you get your prescriptions for free, so you can get those off your GP, which you can carry, and they are fast-acting glucose gels should your blood sugar go low. And I've never let it stop me. Why should it? So you learn, or I learn, how my body is feeling at the time. And strangely enough, when I have been in hospital, I've been able to say to the nurses, right, my blood sugar should be around about 5. Nah. And they test it, and I'm never far away. Never far away. Goddamn bloody cars. Right, we'll start again. What made me start doing videos? I was already doing videos around the country. Had a team selling the videos to hotels and tourism businesses. I had 3 film crew, and this was in 2003 I started. We hadn't even heard of YouTube. So in 2009 I was at Hawks Head in Cumbria, and I thought, motorbike TV, let's do that. because technology had made cameras small. Head cameras were just starting to come in, or action cams should I say, had just started to come into the view. And I bought a second-hand Drift HD 720 off eBay for 75 quid. And the rest, they say, is history. Because I went around the lakes filming. Really, cameras were crap. But I thought they were great. And people loved what I did. And they advertised with me. And it grew and it grew. So that's how is there a mass exodus coming from this village or what? So that's how I started. And I went off on my own. Yamaha FJR Drift HD 720. And started what became Motorbike Adventures of Britain, Motorbike Adventures of India, and more recently Kevin Lear's Adventures. Final question, am I happy? Well, what's the definition of happy? I'm not smiling all the time. No, I'm not crying all the time. I just go through life. There are times when I am somewhere or I see something or I do something and I never want to die. There are times things happen in my life and I want to end everything there and then. Overall, I'm pretty happy with my world. Pretty happy indeed. I'm very fortunate, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky to do what I do, to be who I am. I'm pretty unique because everybody else is taken. Everybody has their ups and downs, it's how you deal with them. And I know people say that. It's not how you get knocked down, it's how you get back up. What a bag of shite. It's how you cope with whatever happens. We've all been lied to, we've all been cheated on. People have been deceitful with us. People have made us feel worthless. But then, there are also times when people have made you feel so important, so loved. They couldn't live without you. But the question was, am I happy? I'm as happy as I like to be at the moment. Although having said that, I am at my utmost happiness when I'm discovering somewhere new, when I'm learning new stories, seeing new things, meeting new people. I'm at my happiest on a bike, making films, sharing them with whoever wants to view them, and feeling on top of the world at the same time. Nothing, and I mean nothing, makes me happier. So until the next time, bye bye for now.
One Man Show. You are watching the One Man Show. Ooh, One Man Show.